Hi, I'm Kim Wilson,
And I'm Natasha Marchewka.
and this is Speechless.
Speechless. Speechless.
Welcome to our behind-the-scenes take on real life in VO, where we share stories or resources and our unsolicited opinions. Welcome to the show today, folks. Hi, Natasha.
Hi.
Today we have the Jane behind Dear Jane.
Right. Last season we had a show. Dear Jane had written us a letter with all kinds of questions that we were thrilled to. We didn't know if she wanted her name revealed. But
Right.
today is the revealing of her name. And she's come with more questions. And it was just so interesting because as a newer person to VO, she had questions for things that we didn't realize people wanted to know about necessarily. So
I think we gloss over things sometimes thinking like, oh, no one cares about that. But
yeah, or
that's
everyone knows
important
this or that.
stuff. Yeah.
Cool. So take a look. Oh my gosh, welcome everybody, and welcome Kat. We are so happy to have you here today. And to our audience, Kat is Dear Jane. So last season we did a whole show on questions from Dear Jane, and we've got her on the show because she has even more really good questions that we wouldn't think of. So yay, thank you for being here. What did you bring to drink to cheers with us today, Kat?
Ooh, I brought my big old jug. It doubles as a safety as a head
fire
clubber if I
extinguisher.
need it. Exactly.
Good, appropriate.
Yeah, so it's water, it's green tea, it's kombucha, and
Oh my,
other stuff. Yeah.
Natasha
Depending
loves
on
that.
the day. Depending on the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go a little, I don't know what, because it's so hot. Of course, it's hot. I put mine in ice.
What is it?
It's a protein shake, but it's kawaii protein and it's cinnamon horchata. So trying something new, and we'll see what my face looks like when I sip it. Kim, what did you bring?
I want to see your face first.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. It has to be probably colder.
It does. That's exactly right.
I know.
It was in the fridge and an ice, and it still needs to be colder.
Yeah, I think that's better as ice cream. Okay. This is, my husband is on a shrub kick. This is peach cherry homemade shrub with a little tequila and some seltzer, because you know I like my bubbly. It's delicious.
Very nice.
And it looks pretty like this because I haven't mixed it. So
It
right now,
looks
this is a
beautiful.
very bland sip of seltzer.
Okay. Yum. I bet it's ice cold. Okay, let's get into some questions here, shall we? Kat we asked Kat for a list of questions because if she had some, we wanted to answer them. And Kim and I have actually gone over them because there's a lot of things that make me go,
Yeah.
For our first question, we have VO Atlanta, that or save for demo?
And so, Kat, can you elaborate a little bit, like where this came from for you?
Absolutely. So, at that moment, I was deciding, should I keep the money that I was saving up to do a demo, or should I use that and go to voiceover Atlanta? I decided at that time to go to voiceover Atlanta. I'm so glad I did.
Oh,
so glad, because what I have discovered is knowledge is so much more valuable than any one thing you could do. I have learned so much, and I finally got my demo done also. So,
so we already have your answer to the question, but Kim and I pondered it for a minute. I think Kim came up with a really fabulous answer. It really actually depends. It really depends on if you've made a demo yet or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously.
Do you remember your question, Kim? I mean,
I don't remember exactly what I said because you're so you liked it so much. I don't want to get it wrong.
You said VO Atlanta is great for two kinds of people. people who aren't ready for a demo, right? Because you can educate, and meet coaches and figure out who might be the right person for your future or people. Or you've already got your first demo and you continue to need to educate and figure out, okay, who's going to do my corporate demo or my automotive, well, if you get an automotive demo or something else, political. So I believe you said, Kim, in all your wisdom, people right at the beginning sort of needing information, then also people who have a demo that are considering other demos.
If you're on the fence about whether to go or not.
Yeah.
But VO Atlanta is also fun just to have a network of people, see your peeps, hug, and just get back together. I think it's such a great
well, every
great
conference
time.
is great for that, but VO Atlanta had its highest numbers this year of 1,000 people, which was unheard of. So it's a great place to see a lot of friends. Awesome.
Kat, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you went. And what did you find the most valuable?
Ooh, the people that I met. I met Natasha. I met I met Law Lapidez, which is now my talent agent / coach. I'm so excited. I met a lot of other people too that are now that I've connected with. So it was, for me, it was invaluable. I'm so glad I went.
Yeah, good for you.
Great.
Well, your next question is, when does a VO artist become a professional as opposed to a newbie? What makes the distinction? Again, a question that Kim and I went,
Yeah.
For me, it's about money and being a working talent. If you could be a newbie for 8 years and not have enough to make money at it, right? We didn't want to use the word hobbyist. We didn't really want to use the word amateur, but professional to me implies making a certain amount of money. You get paid to do voiceover. Now, I don't think you necessarily need to do it full time to be professional. You can be a part-time professional. What do you want to add to that, Kim?
I think you said it all. It's such I feel like I have to dance around the answer on this one because it's a personal choice, sort of. Kat, I'm so curious what your thoughts are.
You know what's funny is when I first started, I would be like, I'm a newbie. I would consider myself a part-time professional.
Excellent.
Because I feel that, I have a few projects under my belt. I got an audiobook completed. And I feel like for the people that would pay me to do a project, for them, I am a professional. So I will call myself a professional and stick to it. That's my story.
I love it.
I think it's, are you ready to be hired? Like for reals.
Right.
I mean, people might say they're ready to be hired, but are they? If you are legit ready to be hired, then you're a professional. And hopefully you've made some money too.
Right.
Okay. So Kat asks, what are the most important elements to have as a VO artist that make you look professional? And
this was fun to list off. As we all know, I think we got 2, right?
Yeah,
we
only
came up with 2.
The demo and the website.
That's it.
You left a list of demo website cards and we thought about it and, picture now. A demo you have to be a pro, right? And to look professional. And a website. You could have a web page on a platform. And I think that's okay. I think you debated me on that one, Kim. I can't remember. But there are pros who do not have websites. They still get hired. Maybe that was when I started, I knew people that got hired all the time and they didn't have a website. That was normal. That was the norm. But nowadays, a website is your business card, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you asked us a question, what makes a VO website look amateur?
And we were like, hey, it's a feeling. It's it was elusive, but it's not elusive. We're like, you know what that looks like? Yeah, I know what that looks like.
And then we saw one, we said, yeah, that doesn't look pro. But
Yeah.
it's the
How do you put
graphics and
words to
colors.
it?
And yeah, you
You know
kind
it
of
when you
know.
see it, I guess.
You know when you see it.
Do you have any ideas, Kat? I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
You know what? I would hope that mine looks professional, but I think I can kind of tell the difference. Like
Yeah.
you ladies, I went to your websites and I was like, one day, mine will look like that. I'll tell you this though, like for me personally, when I look for typos. I know that when I go on a website, if there's a typo, if things are not like, because even if a person doesn't have a lot of money to get a fabulous website done,
Right.
but at least it looking clean, no typos, and I can see what I'm looking for immediately. To me, that'll be professional enough to want to hire somebody.
Truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Look,
Put your shoes in the hirers. Put your shoes in the hirers. Put your feet in the hirers' shoes.
I think I may have seen your website before, but I just pull it up and it's extremely professional. So catdollar.com. I love it. Hey, by the way, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. You'll get all the show takeaways plus resources and drink recipes too. Go to speechlessvo.com.
And a huge thanks to our season sponsors, CenterCam and StudioBricks, both of which we love and we use.
Guess what? Casting director Tina Marasco has given us an exclusive promo code for a discount on her amazing voiceover course called The Library. Over 2 hours of Tina's coaching, targeted videos of Tina's foundational method have done the whole thing. It's amazing. Relevant and actionable tips when self-directing, and lifetime access and alerts to video updates. You get the promo code if you sign up or are signed up already for our newsletter.
Listen, we're also giving away one of our favorite pieces of equipment called the CenterCam, and we use it every day. Wonder why I'm looking you right in the eyes. Yes, see, with CenterCam, you can do this. Okay, we're giving one away. Sign up for our newsletter, or be already signed up for our newsletter, and you'll be in the drawing this December.
We're giving away all kinds of prizes. And one more thing we want to share right now is the vocal straw. Yep. Check it out at vocalstraw.com. Don't forget, you can only get it if you're included in our prize drawings in December. So sign up for the newsletter. Okay, so one of the questions Kat asks us is, what are common mistakes of new VO artists?
Oh, this one jumped right out at me. I knew. I was like, I'm screaming it from the mountaintop. So I'm going to jump in.
Please.
Not sounding like your demo.
Oh, if you don't sound like your demo.
Yeah, like making the demo before you're ready. Kat, that's what I admire about you. You went for the VO Atlanta first. You did your research. You did your education. You did everything you needed to do to get your ducks in a row so that when you planted your sign in your front yard saying open, ready for business, you were ready for business, right? There were no surprises on the hires and like, well, she could do it on her sample she sent me. I just don't know why.
That's tricky. But there's another mistake that we see a lot too. There are a lot of agent nights and read for an agent or a casting director or something. And a lot of people who are new, you'll see they'll go and they're kind of, everyone needs to learn and be educated, but they're kind of wasting their time and the casting or the agent's time and the other participants' time because they're just beginners, and reading for an agent night is your opportunity, your first impression, your opportunity to leave an impression to be with that agent or casting director or hire or something. If you're brand new, don't waste your time unless you're ready to be hired.
That's good.
Right? If you're ready to be hired, then start doing those nights. One of my favorites is voice casting, where Marilyn Wisner has the Meet the Pros nights. And it's very much an opportunity to be added to their rosters, whatever the theme is, if it's agent or promo or animation, you go there ready to be potentially hired or picked up, not hired, but picked up or get
added
feedback.
To the roster, right?
Yeah, or get feedback as to why or why not you'd be a great fit. And you don't want to go if you're a beginner, because it's wasting your time when you need to prepare for the big moment. Right?
That's
It's
good.
not to say
That's
you
really
can't
good.
go back and be in front of them again, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't let a year or two go by before I would sign up with that agent again.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add as a fairly new VO artist, as you know, what you have seen as a mistake, either from yourself or someone else?
Yeah, I would say not being so like being too eager and not really knowing what you're looking for or where you fit. I think now that I'm older, I feel like I know where I fit. And so I know that when, when I go to and I look at a panel, I immediately know, this person is somebody I would go with. Or nope, this person is definitely not someone I would go with just because of what I'm looking for, who I am, and what I want out of my VO business. So yeah.
I think that's so accurate. Age is actually really important factor in decision making, isn't it? Because we have experience, and in my 20s, I was just like, I remember
I was also
actually
more fearless in my 20s, though.
Oh,
well,
no,
it was fearless, and then fearful, and then now where I am in life now, fearless again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to tell everyone that. Okay, we can cut that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So a question, how do you know what your VO style is, i.e. animation, automotive, audiobook, commercial? So we took this question, and I think what you meant is what VO genre you should be doing, or what genre should you be including? And Kat, that is such a tough question because I'm just figuring it out still. I did a political workshop this past weekend that was so good, and I wasn't going to do political. It was not going to be my lane at all. It's taken me this long to do a lot of work and then say, oh, this is my strength. This is who hires me. And that's how I'd go about my marketing as well in the beginning is, let's see what things I'm actually getting hired for, even if it's just a handful. And let's keep focusing on that then, if that's what I'm being hired for, and market towards those hirers. Because I'm already been hired for that. Even if it was 6 times or 10 times, I knew that, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And then as you grow, you get more specific. Would you say that's accurate, Kim?
I would, because I've grown into the more experience I have, the more genres I've grown into, and the more genres I've discovered I really like.
Yeah. What's fun and
yeah.
I like
So yeah.
Well, fun and easy. We don't always want to take the easy path, apparently. But if it's easy for you, then maybe you should take that path. So there's some things that are audiobooks, not easy. So not my jam.
We skipped one. We skipped a question. How much should I charge as a new VO artist? I know you're screaming that. Look at, she's jumping out of her skin to answer this. Go, hit it.
Go, Kat. Me?
So I would say do your research because I did my first audiobook, with my only audiobook for right now. I totally undercharged. Now, I don't regret it because I got the gig, obviously, because they're like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. So they hired me. But I'm grateful that I did it because they actually really liked me and they want me to do the second audiobook.
Wonderful.
But now this time we are renegotiating for sure.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, yay. Good for
Absolutely.
you. I can't even imagine how stressful that was for you. We actually, right? We had a very short answer for that question. How much should you charge as a new VO artist? The same as everyone else. You should charge the same as what the market rates are.
Yeah, it's the job, not your experience. It's the job. So if the job is worth between this and this, you charge between this and this.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. I will say that.
Yes. So if you're still in negotiation, charge what it's worth.
Or you don't need to do it, Kat. You can do something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I have since then saved, I think it's a website. I forgot what it's called, but you guys might know, GVA something, but it's the standard for you know, all things
Yes.
voiceover. Yeah.
That's our guiding light.
GVAA rate guide. GVAA rate
We'll
guide.
put that in resources. Thank you, Kat.
As
for
we so often
reminding
do.
us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When should I record a demo?
When you can.
When you're ready, when your
When you're
coach
ready.
says you're ready, when multiple coaches say you're ready. And it depends
Right.
on the genre, right? So I'm going to record a new commercial demo. And by this time I've recorded several over the years, but I'm going to do a new one because I have a new commercial coach and he says I'm not ready. So yeah, I mean, it's good. Kim was like, oh, that's great. I'm like, why is that great? And then she's like, because he's going to take the time to make sure you're in a place where you're ready for what he's teaching. Basically, I'm making it really simplifying it.
Yeah.
But his conversational coaching style is so precise and so challenging that I'm not ready to represent what would be on my demo if I got hired. Mm-hmm.
Such a good lesson to us all, Natasha.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. Wow. I just learned something. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I think also as you learn more, and Kim sort of alluded to that, like as we age or we're more experienced, then your abilities are more honed, your skills are more honed, and you're ready to make another demo even sooner. So I just had a commercial demo recorded a couple of years ago, and I'm ready already for another one. So whereas when you're newer, you can wait. Well, you're new, but you've got it and you're ready. You can wait a little while longer. You don't have to have it every 2 years or something.
Yeah.
I would also like to say, don't forget, like, the trends change. So demos that sounded really
Yes, they
good
do.
5 or 6 or 10 years ago, they're out of date.
They are.
The styles are out of date.
Even the music underneath, people who know really know, but certainly the commercial reads and then what you're providing. I think I brought a commercial demo to a speed dating thing at That's Voiceover, and everyone had something different to say. Oh, I love this, but didn't like this. You shouldn't have this. And every single agent had something different to say. Oh no, not this. I love this.
Not helpful.
So an LA agent finally said, you just sound the same in all the spots. And we're like, that was not the goal of this demo. I think it's time.
Right.
They really do you want range? Do you want range? It's always different, Kat. So you have to check in with people who know.
Yeah.
But you just made it, so don't worry about it for a few years.
Yeah.
Ride
It'll
the
be a little
high.
bit, yeah.
Ride the high.
Get some money under your belt now. Great question. When is it good to go with a talent agency, if ever? So we both have, I think, the same answer, Kim, right? And it's, you actually don't really need an agent necessarily because we cultivate so much of our work on our own. And unfortunately for agents, their business is lessening and lessening because of the disruption of the online casting or online voiceover world. That said, if it's a good fit, if they have fresh work in their market, if it's not the same auditions as other agencies, it's always good to go once you're ready to work. If you've got work under your belt and you're ready to work, you would get a talent agent. And I think,
remember, it's a part of the pie.
It's a part of the
Don't put
pie.
all your eggs in the basket like, oh, I got an agent. Woo, now I don't have to market for myself. If you want a lucrative business and a perpetual business that keeps you gaining income and sustained, it's a piece of the pie. You got to do most of the work on your own, and your talent agent can add some splashes of color to that.
But the question though would be, how do I know if it's a good agent, and how do I know if they get, and that's where the conferences and making friends and stuff. And you also have to test out the waters. It's not going to be any harm if you go with an agent and then you're like, it's been a year. This isn't. This isn't.
Yeah,
and you move on because we have long careers, and you can just test out the waters and ask your friends. Yeah. Well, your final question was one that Kim and I don't agree on the answer. So it was a good one.
Oh, really?
Kim doesn't remember yet.
Oh, I do remember, but
Yeah.
I do remember.
Okay, so the question is, pay to play, is it really worth it among all the competition, and how do I stand out? And I say, yes, it's worth it because it needs to be a piece of your marketing pie. Being online on the sites that have SEO anyway, you should be on them to be found. How do you stand out? You do exactly the practices that are appropriate for any particular platform. Some platforms are not easy to stand out on. They don't give you any way to look any different. All you have are your demos, whatever carefully worded bio you have, and your name and your photos. So the basics is make sure you look excellent and hireable and professional on everything. And being on platforms for a really long time, you'll end up listening to yourself and like, that's old. That doesn't sound good. So make sure that you're fresh and up to date. But Kim, I know you had quite
I'm having a hard time. So
reaction.
I always think it's worth to do pay to play, except for this year, or maybe except for the last 6 months, only because I'm having such a hard time with it.
And so many people are. There's so much competition.
So much competition, and I can't figure the algorithm out. I mean, I do the best.
Well, you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to figure it out.
I work it every day, and I'm having a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it worth putting all this? Well, time will tell. If I make back the money I put in this year to be on that platform level, it's worth it.
But this is true also for any voiceover. Great conversation with Marilyn Wisner about how when I moved to LA area and I go to her studio nights, her events, I could see that if you want to be considered at all, you have to be excellent first. And then maybe you get some jobs. It wasn't, oh, maybe I'll get some jobs and then I'll get more excellent. You won't even be considered if you're not excellent. And then we'll see if you get hired. So we've always known that voice acting it's a little bit like winning the lottery, and you add a lot of marketing pieces to your pie.
Wow.
It's a lot of sweat equity. So
it is.
How do you feel now, Kat?
Is it worth it for you, Kat?
You know what? I don't know. I must have like a voiceover god, like looking out for me, because my very first job that I got was, I was on Voices. It was a commercial for the New York City radio, New York City Department of Health. And it just so happened to be in Creole. So I didn't know Creole. Like my parents are Haitian, so I grew up hearing them talk. And I was like, I'm going to learn Creole. So I would read, like I would practice. And I happened to audition for one. So they messaged me and I got the gig. So I was like, so that just happened recently. And I think since then, because I immediately saved what I did for them and I put it back on Voices, I've been getting more.
Excellent.
So that was just like a streak of luck or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to keep at it.
Business acumen.
So that's how you stand out as well. Or the final thing is by having extra skills. There aren't a lot of Creole voice actors. So if you have another accent or language, it is extremely beneficial. Or if you can master audiobooks, or if you can produce spots, all the different added benefits. But accents and languages, super important. So be sure to include that, Kat, in your bios, and anywhere that you can. Voice 123 has a place where you can put accents. Add that. Wherever it's appropriate.
Yes, absolutely. Will do. Yep.
Kat, is there anything else you have for us?
Look, I will say honestly, look, I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you both.
But it can be that.
But it can be that. I will tell you, I think my most enjoyable session at VO Atlanta was when I attended yours, Natasha, because I feel that had I not gone to your session, I probably would have never been able to do all the things that I did. Because as soon as I left your session and the conference was over, I went on voices.com, I went on Freelancer, I went on all the websites that you had listed, and I did my profile and I did all that. And I started working on my website. So I would say really, you helped me get going. And then I got the talent agent. So I feel like, you know, I learned so much, and I'm going back this year. So I'm saving up so I can go. So hopefully if you're there, Kim, I would love to meet you guys. But yeah, I feel like getting the knowledge and working. And then I think, I don't know if you remember saying this, but one thing you said too is, you know, you start with what you have. And then when you get better, you just replace what, you know, your
Yes.
VOs and all that. So, and that's what I did. So it's getting better.
Excellent.
And then the level of work that I'm getting is getting better and better and better. So
Yay!
Oh, Kat, that's awesome.
So to guarantee that you'll see us at VO Atlanta, you have to put in a good word for us so that we can teach, present, do something there. We need the good word, Kat.
Yeah, we do.
consider it done. Consider
Awesome.
it done.
Oh, we're so honored that you are a fan of the show and that you had such fantastic questions that we would have never thought to answer necessarily. So yay. And I'm so glad that you've received so much from our answers and from my session. And so please keep us in the loop, and we'd love to have you back. So why don't you start a running list of questions and we'll have you back again.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much for having me. What an honor. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Mwah.
This episode of Speechless is brought to you by
CenterCam helps eye to eye feel more like heart to heart.
Are you ready for better conversations, better quality conversations during video calls?
Yes, because CenterCam's middle of the screen camera makes it easy to maintain eye contact, and it also feels more natural.
Helping humans connect from a distance.
TheCenterCam.com. We both have one. Voice talent need quiet.
For us, quiet comes in the form of a StudioBricks booth.
I love my StudioBricks because it's whisper quiet in my incredibly noisy neighborhood.
And I love my booth because when clients see me on Zoom, they know I'm a pro.
Go to StudioBricks.com.
World-class sound isolation, light environmental footprint.
Speechless.